Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Watch Me Wednesday. How are you? I hope you are all well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Natalie O'Shea. I am here every Wednesday on Facebook Live sharing my skills and experience of how to make handmade cards. That's what I do. I teach people how to make handmade cards. And every Wednesday I am live here on Facebook at midday or 1 minute past midday to come and share a card creation with you. So some of them can be super simple, some of them are a little bit over the top. So I kind of cover all angles, from beginners all the way through to crazies who spend hours on cards. Not necessarily me, but I have got one that I did spend hours on to share with you today. So everything that I use in this Facebook Live is from a company called Stampin Up, and lucky for you, I sell those products. So you might have seen there, if you've seen anything that you like today and you think, I've got to have that, then www.natalieoshea.stampinup.net. When I go back and edit this afternoon, I will have all the links to the products. So if there was something in particular that you can't remember what I used or what I said or what colour it was or anything like that, then a little bit later this afternoon after lunch, so probably around 3:30ish, I'll edit the description of this with all the details. And links and everything else, so you've got it all a bit blank at the moment. And obviously if you're watching this on YouTube as a replay, it will already be there and you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you are here watching, then give me a hello, a thumbs up, a little love heart for this very, you can't see, but we have snow. It's snow. Which I love snow. I like the romanticism of the snow. I don't like the practicalities of going out in the snow. But at the moment, I'm pleased to say we have probably about an inch of snow. I could probably just rustle up a small snowman if I needed to. It has been snowing again this morning, but I am pleased to say I can actually see a bit of blue sky out there, and you can see the reflection in my glasses. It's quite light. There is sunshine and everything. It's marvellous. Afternoon, Katie. How are you? What's the weather like where you are? Are you snowing? Not snowing? I kind of like the snow followed by the sunshine to melt it off the roads. I used to worry about going out. I don't go out anymore, but I do worry about my kids now going out, because my kids are obviously driving now, or they have been for a few years, but I always sit there and go, please don't write off your car, please don't write off your car, because I have done so nearly a couple of times in the snow driving. And in fact my husband wrote off a brand new car sliding down a slope and hitting a curb. It basically moved the whole of the suspension out. So me and snow don't have great, I love it, it's very pretty and it's lovely, but don't let me have to go out in it. So hello everyone, hi Anissa, hi Debbie, welcome. So should we get on, let's get on with it. As always, I don't intend to be here very long, but you know how that always happens. Got a few things to tell you about at the moment, and to show you some things that I forgot to show you last week. So should we let's just get on with it, shall we? So Ali's got a light covering the snow in Shropshire, but it's a bit pathetic. Ours was, but I have to say, I don't know if I can move. If I move you, will I? Look, so you can see a bit of my garden. So that's quite impressive, isn't it? And to be fair, the sun, although you can see the sun, look, the sun is up there. It doesn't go in the back garden, apart from the bit. Oh, I can't move it around that much. Apart from the bit that's right in the corner, which the sun's on it now and it's melting now, but it's only a corner, so that'll stay there for days because the sun doesn't get on it at the moment. Not until we get a little bit more into summer. So Anissa's had quite a bit of snow. Another flurry's just started. Well, perhaps you've got our bit from this morning. We had quite a flurry this morning, and then it's all gone again. Yeah, I like it occasionally, just not all the time. Right, hair sticking out everywhere. Let's get on with stuff, shall we? So I've got lots to show. So let's just move my camera. There we go. Here we are. Oh, I'm all a bit wonky. There we go. So what have I got to remind you about? I have got to remind you that Card Club subscriptions for this month, well, subscriptions or kits for this month, you have to sign up by Sunday if you want to take part. Now I did briefly show these last week, so I'll do another quick squiz. So Card Club can be two things now. It can be a monthly subscription, which is £25 a month. You get most of the kind of paper and ribbon and all of that. that is included in the kit. You can choose to add the stamp set or the bundle or anything like that on if you want to, or you can choose to use existing stamp sets or anything. So this February's kit is all about the gilding flakes, which we did last week. I don't know if you saw me last week. That was the card I made with gilding flakes last week. Look how shiny that is. You love it. So that was that. So that was the gold gilding flakes. So that's what it's all about on here as well. So we had gilding flakes on that small strip there. So that's one of the cards in Card Club. And then we've got another card in Card Club. Card in Card Club, which is that one there. Which we also did a different one. Oh, quick. And then we did there, so that die cut words as well, all gilded or slightly different because we do more than one. And these were the same, just slightly up and down a bit more. So they're the 4 cards. You get enough to make 8 cards and leftovers on there. So all the card bases, the pattern paper, and as I say, all of that. So just for an example, so in here, so you will need a green ink pad, a pink ink pad, but the powder that I used for that and the gilding flakes will come in the kit. The ribbon comes in the kit. These bits of card come in the kit. The pattern paper comes in the kit. The only extra thing you'd need again is a Versamark ink pad on that. You'd have seen how we, no, you won't have seen how we use that. Didn't use that last week. So yeah, so but again, you can, you know, it doesn't have to be that flower or that sentiment as such. So you can whiz it up. But I will say that I have totally fallen in love with this stamp set now. So what is it? So say it doesn't come as part of the kit, but you can opt to add it if you want to. So it's the art gallery set. I mean, first and foremost, I love the font. Clear, contemporary, not fussy, not sloppy, just happy birthday, congratulations, good luck, thank you, best wishes, thinking of you, sorry. Just some real nice staple sentiments that isn't all fluffy. don't always like a bit of fluff, and I know that a lot of my customers don't like fluff either. So don't know why I turned into a farmer there. So the gilding flakes explosion in the delivery. Yeah. Some of the gilding flake boxes, or people that have ordered gilding flakes, it has kind of burst in the box. It's very pretty though, and to be fair, I've got gilding flakes everywhere. You'll even see on the stamp I use. Where is it? There you go. Look, can you see that? There's still gilding flakes on there. Do I care? No. So the art gallery is the stamp set I have used, and these are the dies. So the floral gallery dies, and that's the just to say, or just want to say. That's to cut out the leaves. A couple of sentiment labels. That's to cut out that flower. That's to cut out the centre of the flower if you want to raise it up, which actually I'm kind of wishing I'd done now. In fact, I might even do. Oh, I might do that. And then this one cuts out this image here. So that is what you can add to them. And obviously, if you don't want to join the card kit, you can order these anyway as well, separately. And again, the links, once I've updated them, will be in there. So that's what I've used. But as I say, Sunday is the last day that you can add to this month's subscription. And as I say, for the first time ever this month, you can have a one-off kit as well. So if you don't fancy the idea of subscription, which you can cancel at any time, so it's not a big commitment, it's not like you're signing up for a minimum of 3 months or 6 months, you can cancel at any time. But if you do subscribe and you subscribe consecutively for 6 months, then you get £25 on me to spend on whatever you like as well. So, you know, that might, for example, my people who have hit 6 months, because last month was our 6 months, we're already on 7 kits already. It's gone crazy. But for example, they could put their £25 towards the stamp set or the dies, or, you know, buying the bundle. So that's it. But if you don't want to commit, you can buy a one-off kit as well for £30, and the link will be there later in this bit. But I wanted to show you my mum's. I made a birthday card for my mum, whose birthday it was yesterday. So you might be sitting there going, why have you still got your mum's birthday? We can't get out of our close. We live on a hill, and I don't want to drive down the hill because we slide down the hill into a bus route. So I did tell her yesterday that we're not coming. I wasn't going to go and see her, and I'll wait for the snow and that to clear a bit, and then I'd see her. So I've still got it to show you for today. Look, I mean, that is a bit fancier than I would normally do. I have to say. So we've got 3 different colours of flower there. We've got the leaves, we've got gold foil die cuts on there, we've got gold foil around the edge, we've got the gilding on the flower, sequins, a textured embossed background, wet embossed if you like, dry embossed and wet embossed, an embossed white sentiment. I mean, I really knocked it out the park for this. But it is my mum, and I know she keeps them, so there we go. And I made it A5, which again I don't normally do, but it's almost like an A6 card put on an A5 card, and then I can still do it, because sometimes I find A5 cards a little bit overwhelming. So that's my new thing, is we'll make it an A6 card and then just put a board around it and put it on a bigger card. So that's logical, isn't it? That all makes sense. There is some pattern paper under there as well, but yeah, it's got the lot at there. Way more than I normally do. But I was inspired by some artisan design teams. So Stampin' Up has an artisan design team, and they made a card similar to this. And so I was inspired by that to kind of make that. But yeah, I love it. But how posh is that? But that's made with this bundle. So join the club or buy them separately, whatever you want to do. But I thought I'd show you that. So we're going to use that set again today because I like it. Then next week I'll go on to something different. But, oh look, I'm all of a wonk again. Oh no, should we go that way? That way, there we go. So where's my cards? So I'm going to show you, I've made 2 already, and we're going to make a 3rd in a completely different colourway as well. So if I show you this one, so this is the card, and I did do some stamping inside, but I don't like the colours inside anymore. But you get the idea. So you could stamp around this edge if you wanted it to show here. You can stamp in there if you want it to be hidden and then just show on opening. But how cool is this? A little flip-flop card. And it stays closed by just slightly hooking itself under that little flower there. So can you see that? So it doesn't fall, well, it does fall open because I haven't got to put it under there properly. But you know, it's not flapping around all over the place with nothing to kind of keep it in place. That little bit there just keeps it in place. And flip, flop, job done. Now this one, I stuck that bit on the back, but then I realised afterwards, recognise these colours? So instead of circles, let's put that one there. Instead of circles, I've gone squares, and I've gone under there as well. So it's just a flip and a flip, and I didn't do any inside bits, but that is now actually tucked underneath that white bit there. Makes it a little bit neater. But how cool is that? It's just something a little bit different. It's not something that I would normally do. A little flip-floppy card like that. Or you could call it a fun-filled, whatever you want. And of course this bit here could be any shape. So as long as you've got sort of layering die cuts, it could have been 2 ovals. It could have been a label and a smaller label. It just depends on what you want. And obviously depending on the length of your sentiment will depend on where you put it. I'm going to bling that up a bit with a couple of layers. Sequins. And I can't have sequins with holes in the middle. So I have to put a rhinestone in the middle of sequins. So, do you want to know how to make it? We're going to make one, but I'm going to go different. I'm going to go yellows and blues instead. I've done a lot of the cutting out. So, as always, obviously you're going to see how to make them, but I do produce a PDF that's got all the measurements on and pictures that you can grab. There will be, when I update the details later, there will be a link to sign up for those if you want to grab those, or if you're part of my Facebook group. Now that isn't for Stampin' Up demonstrators, I'm afraid. Sorry. But it is for anybody that isn't a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can come into my Facebook group, and there's a few things I update. But one of the things I update there is I share this video in there, but I also show the PDF instructions for every Facebook Watch Me Wednesday in there as well. So that's your 2 ways of getting it. So you can sign up for it and get it, or you can join the Facebook group and get them in there. And obviously if you join the Facebook group, you will have all the ones that go back to October. I started doing this in October last year. So all the measurements are there. So I don't tend to go on about the measurements, and I have pre-cut a lot of it. I don't, if I put those there, so you kind of see those. And then I'll see if I can work in the space that's left. I'm not sure. But look, I've gone yellows and blues. You see? So, I don't know, I've even stamped, I will do that, but I did it just I am Miss Blue Peter. So I'm a bit late with doing all my prep with PDF instructions and links and all of that. But I made that card earlier, not today. I've made this card today, and I've cut everything to make this card. So the easiest thing I'm going to do first. So this is all. Let me show you what's. Oh, I've kind of got it all in bits. I'm going to get through my lights here. Oh, I've gone really wonky. Look. Maybe I could just move my camera. There we go. So this is the paper, and it looks a little bit scary. And I have to say I wasn't a lover of this to start with, but I now actually love it. So what have I got in here? I've got a few. That's my favourite bit, just because I love it, the colours. But you've got those, and it's all kind of quite scary on that side. But then you've got sort of, look, washes, like acrylic paint things and gesso, whatever you want to call it. I've got a couple of others there. So Stampin' Up, all a little bit leery. One side, oh, there we go, and a little bit less leery. There's another one. So there's six different sheets, of which that's 4 of them. But yeah, all different things, and a bit leery patterns. I like that as well. I like that. I think that's very pretty. You don't need too much. I think that bit came out and that bit came out. Don't need too much, but that is called the Fine Art Floral pattern paper, 12 by 12 sheets, and that's what all of these come out of, to be fair. In fact, is that the same bit as that? I think that's off the same bit as that. So I am going to, so I've picked out this kind of bumblebee colour, and these are just square, so square of pattern paper. Yep. And again, I'll give you measurements in the PDF, but most of this I'm kind of doing backwards so that you can, I would normally score my base card first, but I'm going to use this as my guide. And because if you see, the base card isn't a full A6 card. So normally we'd kind of do our card like that, wouldn't we? Or like that, whatever. And it would go right to the end, and this would be our card blank here. But obviously it's a bit shorter, just to show this side off here. I could sit there and go, oh, score it at, but I can't remember what it is to score it at. So I'm just going to stick this on. Make sure I stick it on the right way. Please stick it on the right way. Please stick it on the right way. So that is going to bend over. So in fact, it's going to go like that. And make sure it's, if you've got a pattern, that you don't stick it on upside down, because I tend to do that as well. But they're just squares of pattern paper. And I can tell you now where it is, because I'm going to, just put that over there. And I'm going to score, just leaving the edge the same sort of, and I'm going to try really hard not to use my cutting blade and cut it, and use my scoring blade, and I'm just, that line there, I don't know if you can just about see it, point it out, there we go. So this bit here is where the blade goes, so it goes down there, so I can sit there and move this up and down and sit there and go, right, I want the border to be about there. Don't cut. And do a little scory bit. Oh, there we go. And you can see it's done a score line there. And it really doesn't matter what that was. In fact, I forgot to take measurements. There we go. And we're just going to fold that. Take your bone folder and just reinforce that fold. And there's our basis of our card. So obviously you could make this any size you wanted to. If you just wanted it to be a strip and you wanted this to be longer, you could do that. But that's the basis of our card. And so this is all just strips, and again, I can't remember what the measurements are, but they're all a little bit bigger than the other one, or a little bit smaller, depending on what you're looking at. But you want a strip of pattern paper, and then each one is 1/2 centimetre wider, I know that. So that is going on there. So I could have picked out the kind of, oh, I thought I'd done that wrong for a minute. I could have picked out the pool party, I could have picked out the sort of pumpkin pie, anything on there really. And then this is going to go here. So you can see it's incremental, it's just 1/2 centimetre wider and longer on here. Where do I want this? I want that there, I might want that there. We'll do that there. There we go. And again, just making sure that border, you can just about see what I'm doing there, can't you? And don't worry about this because this is our flap that's going to create our hinge. So again, I could sit there and score at, but I'm not. I've just stuck it on and I'm going to score roughly there. Don't cut. That's a message to me more than you, to be fair. There we go. So I just, there you go. So just scored that and fold it. So that's my little hinge. So as I say, you can either stick it behind like that, or you can stick it there. And I'm going to stick it there because it just makes it look a little bit neater. So just glue on this bit here. And I'm going middle. Now it could be that if you had long, wide sort of rectangles or something like that, you might want to move that right down here, up the top. You might not want it in the middle. But I'm kind of going as middle as I can go. And in fact, I'm going to make sure that's straight. And I'm going to count my squares in. Roughly. Could measure it, of course. And roughly, if it's not exact, I'm not overly worried. I just want it to be straight. So that glue was just on the back of that bit there. And that's it. So there's my flip-floppy bit already. That's your basis done. That is the basis done. So we then get our sentiment for inside. Not our sentiment, it's not a sentiment at all. It is a layer of white card where you would put your sentiments or messages or anything you want. And that's going to cover over. So again, you can make that however big a border you want. I've got a little bit of it showing, so you might want it a slightly bigger so you can't see that, and it almost covers the whole of that back piece then, but I like a border. So there's that bit now. Cool, isn't it? So bumblebee and white. So now I know that I want this centralised, because obviously I've put this flap central. And I'm not going to want to have this central as well. So I know, and what we're not doing is we're not putting glue all over the back of this. We're going to put glue on here, because if we stuck down that, it wouldn't lift up. It's quite logical really, isn't it? So we're only going to glue. So you could do that, but I'd never know where exactly I needed it. So in fact, I'm only going to put glue here. And I know it's kind of in the middle, so I'm kind of going to go like that and go, right, okay, well I don't want it to go any further than that. But, oh, if I can open the glue, there we go. And again, I'm using wet glue, so I've got a bit of wiggle room, but that'll do. And then, making sure that's flat, this is where I want to make sure that I'm as central, because it's a square, and I'm putting squares on squares, and I've got my dies here. Oof. There we go, so make sure that's flat. And again, get it as central as you want, even border all the way around if you can. Or as good as you can. When I made my mum's card, I made it really wonky, and I was like, what on earth was I looking at? Oh, look, wiggle. So I'm just going to hold that there for a second. That looks good enough for me. And my dies, they're new. I haven't used them that often. How are we doing? Anyway, let's read some of these comments. It's a lovely card. Thanks, Nisa. It is. I'm quite proud of it. As I say, heavily copied, stroke cased from an artisan design team member, but that's what they're there for. You love a good fun fold, Katie. Good. You found a fun fold just a miracle late, so I had to go look. Yeah, this is the issue. If you're looking, the Americans use like legal size paper as opposed to A4 paper, so all their measurements are slightly different. And as you say, yeah, if they're giving you exact measurements, it's not going to be for our size cardstock. Both us and Australia use A4, whereas they use what they call legal size. I think it's legal size, whatever. So Sue, lovely card idea. Have you oh goodness me. Sue Hawkins has got me on her telly. That's a little bit scary. Although I have been on TV once, but that's a whole nother story. Haven't worked out how to do that. I don't know what that is, Ali. What haven't you worked out how to do? What, not make things wonky? Because I'm looking at that going, that's a little bit wonky. There we go. Anyway, So now, so these are, so I always say that these are my go-to dies. I use these in everything. They are called the Stitch Shape Framelit dies, and they come with all of these, plus the one that I'm missing, that I lost in a class, that I have replaced now, but I haven't used my new ones. I've only used these ones. So they're just layering dies, and you get 3 different shapes. 4 dies, 3 shapes. And your everyday ones, so ovals that can go like that or like that, circles, squares. You can, there is a way to elongate these into rectangles, but honestly, up to you, but we do layering rectangles as well, which is a lot easier. But yeah, so they are used all the time, and that's what's used for here. So those circles are the 2 biggest circles. That square is that biggest square, and then this one is that second down one. And obviously I could have used the second and third one, or however big you want it. You might only want a little, you've got a tiny little sentiment or a tiny little image there, so you might want to use the smaller one. But yeah, but everyone should have the stitched shapes, and then they're not just shapes, they've got the stitching around the edge, which I'll show you a close-up of in a minute. Well, you can see it on that one probably. So can you see there, just about? So it's got that stitched detail. Let me show you on that one as well. Stitched detail around the edge. Don't look too close, because in fact I need to run my finger along that and get rid of the excess. And again, oh, you can see it around the, no, you can see it there. The stitches around there. Just adds a little bit of detail. Makes it a little bit posher, I think. So up to you whether you want that flat or not. I always say the only thing with new dies is you do need to go around the edge and not give yourself a paper cut, just to get rid of the excess bits of paper. So up to you whether you want to lay that flat or raise it up. As I always say, if you're putting it in the post, the higher up you start putting layers and the more dimension you add, the more it's going to cost you in the post. So I'm going to do that, and you could stamp straight on there, so you could put your sentiment straight on there and leave it as it is. It's up to you, and any image goes on these, any image, any sentiment. If you've got a bigger sentiment that says more, you could do that. So I've got a sentiment strip there, and I have got my flower, but I'm going to just show you. I did think I should probably do some stamping. I was like, no, I'm all prepped. So this is Pool Party and Pretty Peacock. So it's a 2-step stamping set. So you could just, probably didn't clean it very well from when I used it last time. You could just use that. You don't have to add that darker blue to add all those details. And even though it is a clear stamp, sometimes it's hard to line up. Oh, it started snowing again. But what I'm gonna do, because that is quite strong, that. So I'm actually gonna, what they call stamp off, or do second impression stamping. So I'm gonna stamp off on my scrap, and without inking again, I've got to try and work out where this goes. Right, hold on. And it's even more difficult to do when you can't see what you're stamping, because you can't see right over the top of it. Oh, there we go, that's all right. So just a little bit lighter, and that's actually how I did those. That is Rococo Rose is the colour that's used on here, and that background, as you can see, if you look at the 2 different, so that was first impression stamping, so straight in the ink pad, straight on the card, both times. And this was stamped off for the background, and I want to say stamped off for the second bit as well. Same ink pad, so Rococo Rose both times. So tone on tone stamping, but second impression. So you've just had their first impression with the Pool Party for the background, and then it's just not quite as solid, and it's still drying at the moment anyway. And then I've used my dies to cut those out, but you could cut it out by hand as well. Up to you. But here's one I made earlier. Ta-da! Blue Peter style. And then I thought I would do my, so Pretty Peacock. I'll do congratulations again, because I've got a few congratulations cards to send out. So I thought, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, normally I would always say to you, stamp first and then either punch out or die cut out. But I'm I'm going against my own words, and I'm hoping I'm not going to regret it. I'm going to get my head in the photo, in the camera and everything. But I thought this was a pretty easy one to hopefully line up. Oh, look at that. It's not bad at all. So if it's a label or something like that, I might tend to do that first. But 99.9% of the time, I will stamp and then I die cut out round it. So I'm going to raise him up on dimensionals, she says, if she's got them out. What have we got? So, oh, Ali hasn't worked out how to project it onto the TV. No, it is a button, I think. It depends on if you're watching me on iPad or something, or even on phone. I think, is it the, I don't think it's the box with the arrow. I think it's something else. Don't know, press a few buttons, but yeah, you don't want me that big, honest. It's scary enough on little screens. I'm gonna go a bit on the wonk, I think. A bit on the wonk. There we go. And I do have, I do have somewhere, she says, and there's a question. Oh, no. Oh, no, there they are. Oh, maybe I didn't. I thought I'd cut out more than one, but I haven't. I've gone yellow still as well. Oh, might go blue. Oh, decisions. What shall I do? What should you can vote. What colour shall our flower be? Should we go the yellow to match, which is Bumblebee? Should we go the light blue, which is Pool Party? Or shall we go Pretty Peacock, that I keep wanting to call Island Indigo? But it isn't. It's Pretty Peacock. What do you reckon? And with that one, I did do the flower in one colour and obviously the centre in another colour. So I could have a centre of blue. What do you reckon? Sue uses Chromecast. I have no idea what that is. That's a little bit too technical for me, I think. But Ali, go for it. Google what Chromecast is and that might explain how to do it easier. I don't know. But let me know what colour. I'm going to go and get actually a bit of... oh, in fact, not quite like that. I've just seen a bit of the pattern paper there that's got that on it. I might punch a little circle out of that. Now don't look at this because this isn't a Stampin' Up punch. It's a tiny one. But we could do that. That looks quite nice. Blue. Light blue, dark blue, Sue. What do we reckon? And bearing in mind, so we can have this anywhere we want. We can have it there. We can have it across there. I might go across there this time. Go right across the middle. I'm feeling maybe darker blue. Let me go and get a bit of the Pretty Peacock that I can never remember the name of. Pretty Peacock. Rachel didn't get a notification about your live. Oh, dark blue. I'm going to think like, oh look, I knew I did done more than one. Well, there you go. Look, we can have a vote. Oh. So we can have yellow with a dark blue centre, but I might be feeling blue with a yellow centre now. Hold on, Bumblebee, scrap. Both light blue middle and a peacock flower. Oh, now you're mixing things up. So this is what takes me so long making cards. So what did you say? A peacock flower. Right, so peacock flower, that's what the yellow would look like. But what have I just done with that? Is that it? Peacock flower with a light blue. Oh, that looks quite nice too. Oh, what are we going to do? Light blue middle and peacock flower. Blue with the yellow centre. Oh, we've got a race on now. 1-1. But we're going blue flower by the looks of it. So definitely blue flower. Light blue centre, yellow centre. Whoever comments next, we are going to go with. What do you want? Light blue centre? Oh. Yellow centre. Come on, one more person. Light blue, yellow. No one's going to say now, are they? We'll have a look. Well, it's certainly that flower. So I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom of that while I'm waiting. Yellow centre, right, the yellow centre's got it. Phew. Okay, so that's just a normal dimensional in the centre. I didn't do a mini one, that's fine as it is. And I don't want to stick it on the corner so it moves with this. Oh, don't lose my words. But it needs to be enough that can just tuck under. But again, not so much that you're kind of like almost breaking this to pull it up. So just almost like one petal. I'm going to go like that. There we go. And then that can hook underneath just like that. So you're wiggling it a little bit, but not enough that you're bending this too much. And to be fair, you know, it's not going to be done 100 times, is it? It's not like a door. Right, so we went that with a yellow centre was the thing, wasn't it? And I might even put a little dimensional on that. How about that? There we go. Right. The yellow centre's got it. Oh, look. So this is the problem now. Look, I'm back. I'm still in lockdown nails. Look at them. I've got little short stubby fingers now with no long nails. I bite my nails so they look appalling, but I've still got silver tips on those too. If you're watching this and it's not lockdown anymore, try and remember. I would normally be horrified to do videos with nails like this, but you know, can't be helped at the moment. So what am I going to do with this? I'm going to do it there, which means I'm going to need probably a double or one. No, it's only one actually. So I'm going to need one. Oh, make sure it's on the right end. Yeah, one dimensional there, but actually it's going to be flat because that flower's raised up. I don't want a dimensional again, otherwise I'd be on the wonk. So I'm going to do it slightly different again. So we're going to go middle. Making sure I'm straight there before I commit. There! Look at that, that didn't take too long, did it? So there's our three. I don't normally do three. I am really treating you today. Oh dear. So you could, someone else has just said that, so you could, and I did toy with this earlier, so you could do the alternate and you could put that there, which is actually quite good because it kind of gives you the three main focal points, which I always go on about, is, you know, triangles and threes and uneven numbers. But I did sit there and think, well, you can't actually, it really struggles to then lift that up. I mean, it could go over there, I suppose. In fact, it could go there. But it doesn't look right to me. Could go up there. You could go anyway, you could go down here. So it was there when you opened. Oh, I might do that. I'm going to do that. How about that? Then we've got a kind of 1, 2, 3. That works, doesn't it? Let's stick that down. Well done, whoever said that. Who said that? Yellow flat bottom, Rachel. We'll go like that. Do you want to go to wonk? We'll go like that. And then I want a dimensional. And I've got a little something there as well. Although I have to say it's quite a big circle still for me. I'm feeling that I might need something in the middle still of those flowers. Oh, tweezers. What have I got? What shall we use? What have I got? I've got some coloured dots. What have I got in here? Oh. So that would be good in the middle of that, but then it wouldn't work in the middle of that, and that's a different blue. What ones of those would work? What else have I got in here? They're not the right colour. Well, I've got no black, have I? No, so I can't do black. What about a white one of those in the middle? Or I could go gold, or normal rhinestone. A faceted gem. Ugh. Now, what faceted gem? That would be the question. I kind of thought gilded, but then I thought that might be, I don't know, I quite like those. Uh-oh, here we go. This is why it takes me so long. Right, okay, poll time. Okay, let's put those away for a minute. are we going to go, wiggly woo, are we going to go white centres or small, wherever it is, small gold centres? White or gold? A faceted gem in peacock. I don't think I've got one. Oh, that's annoying. I don't think I've got them, if they exist. Oh, I've got some sequins, more sequins, but they're snowflakes. What's that? No, that's something else as well. No, that's my choice. Can't do faceted gem in peacock, but that would be good. So we're going gold or white. They can be smaller white as well. And I could colour them. Oh no, here we go. This is taking longer now. Come on, we were almost finished. Small gold, 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 gold. Right, no, that's it. We're not going to... But you could colour these with our blends alcohol markers, of which there is a peacock. There is a peacock. There's no bumblebee though. There we go. No, I'm going gold. The golds have it, a small gold. So yes, Katie, you can colour the white ones. And you can colour anything that's kind of acrylic, plastic, anything like that. But it has to be with the blends because they are alcohol based. So let me just grab one. Oh, to show you the difference. So that's one of our Stampin' Right markers. That's a water-based dye ink. So that you'd colour on there and it would just wipe straight off again. But anything shiny, slippy, anything like that, alcohol based. So I don't know if you know, if like the Stays On ink pads, they are alcohol based. So you could stamp in Stays On, but the blends, so get it around the right way, stamping blends are alcohol based as well. So yeah, absolutely, you can see here that I've obviously coloured in green and in blue. You just literally get your pen, the brush end is good, I'm not going to do it because they're in the packet, but just colour over that and it pretty much dries instantly and you can have any colour dot. As long as we've got blends for them, which I think we have a blends, I've never counted how many blends colours we've got. I should probably do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So about 41 of our 50 odd colours we do have blends for, but not every single one. So it wouldn't work with that. I just grabbed one, that was Misty Moonlight, but it would work with the blends. But I'm still going gold. Whew. So the first markers are used in stamping. So yeah, absolutely. So the Stampin' Right markers, these ones, they can be used for colouring in. So if you have stamped an image in black ink or whatever colour ink, and then you could colour in with them. They may leave streaks, whereas the blends don't. It depends how big an area you're colouring, how often you go over it and that. These were perfectly fine before blends came around. This is how we coloured things. But you can absolutely, so if I was using this, this is the sort of same ink that's in the ink pads. So if you didn't have a colour ink pad but you had the pen, you could colour over that. In fact, let's do it. Let's do it quickly. So if you had a pen, this is why I kind of say to people, actually, get pens first. Because pens you can colour in and stamp with. And what's even better is if I wanted that to be one colour, but let's say I wanted the bottom to be a different colour. This is how you get stamps multicoloured. So if you've got one stamp that, for example, is a flower on the top and you colour it pink and green on the bottom and you colour the leaves in green, you have to huff, very technical term, because what that does is it dries reasonably quickly, not as quickly as blends. You cannot do this with blends, they dry too quickly. But if you huff, it just re-moistens the dye. And there you go, you can just about see we've got a blue top and a purple bottom. There's nothing wrong with a purple bottom. So yeah, absolutely you can stamp like that. So if you have no inks at all, actually pens, these pens are a great buy because again, if I then stamped, well, let's just say there you go, I'd stamped that image there. That was a stamp, but then you can still just, oh, wrong end. I should know really. Thin stripe, fat stripe. You can sit and you can colour in however you, I'm not doing a perfect job here, as you know. And you could colour it in. And that's it, and that's not too bad. So yeah, pens have every colour in and stamp with. But obviously if you have big stamps, it's a lot easier to get an ink pad. But you can get a vibe for the colours that you use. A lot of people will find they're using the same colours over and over again because they get the favourite colours. And so you could upgrade from pens to the big ink pads. So, but you can't double stamp that. I mean, I could try and go, okay, I'll try and get that half of that, you know, if I got the ink pad open and I tried to get, well, the top in that colour, and then I got out the other ink pad and I tried to do that. It might work, but it's not as easy. It's not as manageable as it is with the pens. But there you go. So yeah, right. Let's let's carry on. Right. So we were small golding. Oh, how small? That looks really small. In fact, I've got rid of all my small. I obviously like the small gilded gems. Oh, look, that looks nice. Just the finishing off touch, I think. Now, do I do another one? Well, why not? I've got one left. Don't do even numbers, do odd numbers. There we go. That'll do. There. We've got a bit of bling. So now when we open that, we've got that in the bottom as well. And you could cover this if you wanted to as well. So you could cut out another square and cover that up so you didn't see this flap if you didn't want to. Not everybody likes to show their flaps off. So you can, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what's the matter with me. I think it's lunchtime. So you could cut another one and just sandwich that in between. Or again, you could cut a bit and just go over. Or you could cut another one of the smaller ones and just pop it over if you wanted to as well. But there we go. Right, okay. That's it. I'm getting rid of my gilded gems. But there you go. So I'm calling it a flip-flop card. I have no idea what it's called, but it does a bit of a flip and a flop for me. But a fun fold in 3 different colourways for you today. And that's it. So, as I say, do not forget, if you want to join Card Club or you want a one-off kit for Card Club to make those sort of cards. That's not in the kit, you know, but I'm just showing you one more time because that's about as flash a card as you'll ever see from me. You can sign up before Sunday. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you actually, which I forgot to show you, if you're in my newsletter, which again there's a link to normally in here, I had these all here ready and waiting and completely forgot about them. I got too excited last week. Is these, so some of you may recognise, oh, that gold leaf there. Some of you may recognise this. This was actually a 2017 celebration set. So we're in celebration at the moment. So if you spend £45, you can pick a set for free. Now, so this isn't available now for a free set, but it was in 2017. But they've brought it back because it was so popular. But what they have done is brought in coordinating dies. So we didn't have dies last time, no, and I haven't even opened these yet. So you've now got dies that go with, oh my goodness, right, to go with that. So you've got dies that cut out, is this the right one? Is this the right one? No, it is the right one, there you go. So that cuts out that one, that cuts out that one, that cuts out that one, but you've got all these extra dies as well. So you've got like barbed wire, a chicken house, like corn, some extra eggs, lots of footprints and all sorts of things, like mini corn on the cobs and, oh, that's the egg. That's that one there as well to cut out the egg. So all sorts of cute things there. So these are now available to purchase. And again, I'll put the details in the description. But cute. Everyone is a little bit chicken obsessed at the moment. I know lots of people who have chickens. So if you've got someone who likes chickens, or you just like chickens and you like the stamp sets because they're very cute, then you can buy them now as well. The Hey Birthday Chick set is in the current January to June mini catalogue. So you can purchase that, but not in the catalogue are the coordinating dies. So here we go. So same again, you've got, goodness me, there we go. So that one that cuts out him with the balloon. You've got that one that cuts out that. You've got that. That cuts out that. Where's this one? Or is he the same as somebody else? No. 2, is it that one? Might be that one. Might be that one. That one. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3 big ones and a little one. Yes, goodness me. With some ribbon and a really nice happy birthday there as well. You can see that it's backwards, but you can see that. Little picket fence, which is always good. A little bird as well, so good for Easter. A sack of corn or bird feed or chicken feed. And a little bow tie. So you can even put bow ties on your birds. How cool is that? So they are both available now as well. And are until June, but then they won't be available anymore. So they're not going in catalogues or anything like that, is my understanding. But they are super cute. So yeah, people went nuts for this, so they bought it back with dies. And then this coordinating set as well with dies. You can buy both the stamp sets individually, you can buy both the die sets individually, or as always, if you purchase them together, the stamp set and the coordinating dies, you get 10% off. The little egg die does a fish. It does. Where is it? The little egg. So this egg here, turn him that way, look, and he's a fish. All sorts of things people have been doing already with these. But they are now available as well. So if you fall in love, if you're a chicken fanatic, you have to have these. It's as simple as that. And there's a few nice sentiments in there as well. Nice happy birthday there as well. Let's celebrate you. All good for best of cluck. Oh dear. Right. Rachel says, make sure to check out my new website. Yes, it did go live last week. Let's put you on me now. Hello. So yes, my new website did go out last week. I've tweaked it quite a lot, and as always, you know, people have been buying things and we've been going through the process that wasn't quite right, but it should all be good now. So you can sign up for Card Club on that website. There is something new that's kind of on there that I'm going to let you find yourself at the moment, because I'm not ready to shout too much about that. You can just buy, if you wanted the PDF and video access for those card class, that way, yes, those card class cards, but you don't want the kit and that because you've either got it or you don't want it or anything like that, you just want to know how to make it, then you can buy that now as well. So there are 2 new things just for February. The Card Club was just a monthly subscription, but it now is a one-off kit or PDF access only. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the website. It took me an awful lot of work, but I think it's almost there now, and I'm sure I will be tweaking it over time, but the functionality is there. I'm thrilled to have a shop I can now kind of put things on. So all tutorials and things like that will be on there from moving forward now as well, plus other things that I've got planned for this year as well. So www.thecardmakingacademy.co.uk or .com, or various other bits that I've got as well. But that's it. If you've got any questions, then please let me know here. Just tag me in them. I come back and look anyway. As I said, I'm going to go and I'm cooking a quiche, and then I'm going to eat my lunch, and then I'm going to come back and I will update. So the PDF will be ready then, the pictures and everything will be ready then. It takes me most of the afternoon to get through and do all that, but I shall do that, and it will be up a little bit later. And obviously if you are watching on replay, then let me know. Just write replay, or give me a thumbs up or a heart or anything like that. Share it with your friends if you know anybody who may be interested. And if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying desperately hard to get to 1,000 subscribers, because then I can go live on YouTube. And I'm still about 300 away, or just under 300 away. So yeah, I'd love it if you don't, because these videos as well get uploaded there. So if you miss me on a day, and perhaps you go on holiday one day, if we ever go on holiday again, you might miss me. It's the easiest way to go and find them, rather than scrolling up and down my kind of Facebook page. You can find them all on YouTube. So that's the easiest way to do it. Right, I'm going to leave you there. Love and leave you. Thank you for joining me. My goodness me, I cut everything. I was hardly stamping. I wasn't going to be this long. But 53 minutes later, and we're still there. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I like to craft with company. And any questions, give me a shout. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next Wednesday for another Watch Me Wednesday.